What would be a good game for a newbie player? Oh yeah, this has co-op. Here, try this game.
This is why I don't play video games.
How can I ever figure out what games will be fun for both of us? I wish I knew a way.
Hey there, gamers! Do you or a potential loved one have someone that you want to bring into the gaming world but just don't know where to start? Well, do we have the channel for you? Welcome to the Casual Oasis. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Dylan.
And we are a video gaming duo comprised of one veteran gamer and one fabulous newbie player.
Today we are going to talk about what Unravel 2's co-op experience offers to determine if it is friendly to the newbies of the gaming world without sacrificing the fun and challenge for the veteran gamer. This endearing and unique indie title is a puzzle platformer with a much stronger emphasis on puzzles, mainly due to the yarn mechanic that acts as both a platforming tool and a tether for you and your teammate. You might be concerned that a platformer could be a bit rough on your newbie player, considering that most of the big-name platformers rely on some level of skill that your partner might not have developed yet. However, platforming is not the main event here, so fear not. Because of the large emphasis on puzzles and the unique yarn mechanic, platforming takes a back seat. The levels are fairly easy skill-wise, and the game also includes a piggyback feature, which really saves the day for any fast-paced sections when your ally just can't quite keep up. Many of the puzzles will have one player doing some of the more dangerous tasks, while the other player provides them an anchor point to propel down a chasm or swing across a gap. So tasks can be delegated depending on the challenge and willingness of your newbie to test their skills.
Right from the opening cutscene that rolls seamlessly into the gameplay, it's clear this is going to be an emotional journey. The moody ambiance coupled with the beautiful scenery that's built into the level designs portrays a depressing world that's seen better days. I mean, seriously, these visuals are stunning. The scenery still manages to be enrapturing despite showing dilapidated structures and lifeless playgrounds. Your yarny crew threads the needle through each puzzle-ridden area. This is what I'm talking about when I tell Dylan I just want to play something pretty. A good story is always a plus too, and wouldn't you know it, this game has just that. Although I wasn't really sure what exactly the story was trying to tell me, to be honest. You see, the yarn people don't really experience much of a narrative themselves. Rather, the stages they move through show apparitions in the background of human characters experiencing what appears to be a very compelling story. The first time we see one of the cloudy people, she is in clear distress, trying to open doors and call out for help. She is soon joined by a friend, and we, the yarn people, end up following their journey. We follow the Cloud Children, who are running away from various adult figures who are often portrayed alongside darkness and the Yarn People's only antagonist, the dark ghosty things. Except, it doesn't really seem like we are following them intentionally. In fact, I don't even think our characters know they exist. But the world around us appears to be affected in real time by what the humans do, despite them being in some sort of parallel universe. I thought we might just be seeing what happened to these areas in the past, but objects clearly move for us as the humans move them. The story did seem like a very emotional roller coaster overall, but the emphasis here is on seem. It happened in the background, and by the end of the game, I still wasn't sure who they were running from and why.
So let's break down the gameplay and really get to the heart of the discussion here. For starters, the game is clearly intended for co-op play, so the puzzles are well built around 2 players. And even in single player, you'll have to control both characters one at a time, which just isn't as fun. The game in general is really good about introducing new mechanics to learn and then expounding upon them later in the level for more interesting puzzles. As Alexis stated, it's also a visually stunning world that seamlessly flows into the level design, and the general ambiance of the world gives off a feeling of being in raw nature, both in its whimsy and its darkness. There's also some mild customizability to be unlocked to add a little personalization to your character. And while the platforming is pretty easy in general, there are some extra levels to unlock that are dedicated to the more experienced players, in case your partnership has flourished into the true dream team and you want to test your skills on the most bare-knuckle challenges the game has to offer. Or if your duo is still more one-sided, then you could just do like Alexis and have one piggyback while the other struggles to the finish line.
Well, why should I try when you can do it for me? Anyways, despite all the good aspects, there are still some snags to keep in mind that can really make or break your decision to buy the game for you and your partner. The first thing, which Dylan mentioned in the pros list, is that the game is fairly easy. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my easy baby games, but if your crew really enjoys challenging platformers, or if even one of you is a veteran gamer, then this game will just be a cakewalk, and that's not always fun for everyone. I didn't mind it at all, and I even had to let Dylan take the reins because some of it was hard for me. But on the flip side, you don't want your partner to get bored if there isn't enough challenge. Dying usually isn't much of a consequence either because the respawn points are very forgiving and there is no life count. Not that it's really needed. Another thing is that while a very beautiful experience, the game isn't very long. It's about 5 to 6 hours to complete the main story, and there isn't a lot of extra things to do afterwards either. You can try and go back to collect the glowing balls that give a little extra challenge as you go along, and then there's the aforementioned bonus levels, 1 per stage completed, but that's it. The glowing balls aren't even necessarily hidden. You can see most of them immediately and decide then if you feel like going that extra step out of your way for it. Completing levels gets you more color options for your character, and then there's an achievement for the glowing balls, but that's all the completion criteria. Also, because certain aspects of the levels blend so well into the atmosphere, it can be difficult to distinguish the interactable objects needed for progression. In many cases, if it takes too long to solve a puzzle, then you probably just need to poke around all the corners until something moves that you didn't realize was part of the puzzle. Not our favorite style of puzzle, as it doesn't really feel like a big brain moment when you just discover a random bucket is actually movable, but that may just be our taste.
Unravel 2 is a beautiful work of art that is just as much an experience as it is a game. From the moody atmosphere to the detailed environments and even down to the lively expressiveness of the heroes, this game is packed with care and creativity. While it was a short ride, it was also a memorable one that catered to both of us in similar and different ways. It's a good recommendation for newer players to get roped into teamwork gameplay. And while it can be hard to look past the short playtime when getting the Switch version, which has a current price tag of $40. However, if a gorgeous adventure with good vibes is your kind of game, this may be well worth it, or even on a different console with a cheaper price. So, with all things considered, we give Unravel 2 our Alexis player compatibility rating of
Noob friendly.
Great for your newbie player, and can also be fun for your veteran player.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Casual Oasis Co-op Reviews. Please let us know if you enjoyed it by liking and subscribing, and tell us your thoughts about Unravel 2 or suggestions to make our channel better, or even to recommend your own cooperative experiences you'd like us to review. We promise we'll do our best to get better at YouTube and provide you with quality content for you and your player 2 to enjoy. Until next time, stay casual.